those tips that will help a kidney failure patient. Once the kidney failure starts in your body, that leads all this protein gets converted into creatinine. All the patient of kidney failure are advised to take care of their blood pressure. Hello friends, my name is Dr. Puru Dhawan, and in this video I will give you those tips that will help a kidney failure patient to lower the level of creatinine. Also, it will help you to control the progression of kidney failure disease. Kidney failure is a disease which is progressive in nature. That means once the kidney failure starts in your body, that leads ultimately due to dialysis or transplant, because the level of creatinine keep increasing. So if we want to control level of creatinine, if we want to control the progression of kidney failure disease, we have to work on multiple fronts altogether. We have to control the level of blood pressure in the body, we have to control the level of sugar, we have to control the amount of fluid in the body, we have to control the level of acid along with the muscle activity in the body. When we work on all these factors all together, then only patient of kidney failure can control the level of creatinine in the body. So let's start with the tips and see how these tips can help a patient of kidney failure to control the level of creatinine in the body so that the progression of kidney failure disease can be easily stopped. Now let's move to tip number 1, and that is low protein diet. If a kidney failure patient take lots of amount of protein like chicken, mutton, fish, egg, dairy products, pulses, mushroom, what happens? All this protein gets converted into creatinine and the level of creatinine start increasing. So all the patient of kidney failure are advised to go for protein free diet or low protein diet depending upon the condition of the body. If the level of protein is less in the body, we have to select those protein which are easily absorbable, easily digestible. And if the level of protein is okay in the body, we have to go for protein free diet. Because our body is made up of protein, from our hairs to our toenails, everything is made up of protein. So if we go for protein free diet, deficiency of protein will happen in the body. So we have to replace this protein with something else. We have to replace this protein with the carbohydrates, because when we take heavy protein, what happens? It gets converted into creatine. But when we take carbohydrates, it gets converted into protein in the body without creating any kind of creatinine in the body. So all kidney failure patients are advised to take either low protein diet or protein free diet depending upon the condition of the body. Now let's move to tip number 2, and that is avoid exercise, heavy exercise. If a kidney failure patient performs heavy exercise like running, swimming, jogging, what happens? Because of high muscle activity, high metabolism of muscles, creatinine formation increases in the muscle. So we have to avoid all these heavy exercises so that the level of creatinine can be easily controlled in a kidney failure patient. Because creatinine is a protein which is excreted through our muscles during its metabolism. So if we do any kind of thing which increases muscle metabolism, the excretion of the creatinine also increases. That's why all kidney failure patients are advised to take rest. Now let's move to tip number 3, and that is avoid fever. Fever is a thing which creates muscle fatigue. Your muscle starts paining, and because of this pain in the muscle, what happens? The formation of creatinine in the muscle increases. That's why when a kidney failure patient suffers from fever, what happens? There is sudden jump of creatinine in the body. So all patients of kidney failure are advised to take care of body so that fever can be easily avoided. Now let's move to tip number 4, and that is avoid high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a thing which is very common in almost all kidney failure patients, and almost 40% of kidney failure patients comes from the background of high blood pressure. Because of high blood pressure, the kidney is failing. So we have to control this high blood pressure. If we don't do so, what happens? There is further damage to the kidney and the level of creatinine keep increasing. So we have to control blood pressure. For that, we have to advise patient to go for such medicine that controls your blood pressure. So all the patient of kidney failure are advised to take care of their blood pressure. If their blood pressure is above 120/80, that means the blood pressure is high, because as per WHO guidelines, the level of 120/90 is normal for a normal healthy human being. But in a kidney failure patient, this doesn't apply. We have to control our blood pressure at the level of 120/80, especially diastolic one, that should be in the range of 70 to 80 mm of Hg. If the level of systolic increases above 120, 130, 140, that doesn't harm your kidney. So we have to take care of diastolic one specially. Now let's move to next tip, and that is avoid cold climate. Cold climate is a thing which should be avoided by all kidney failure patients, because of this cold climate, what happens? Shivering comes. And when the patient of kidney failure shivers, what happens? Because of shivering of the muscles, creatinine production increases in the muscle. So in a kidney failure patient who living in a cold climate, we have to take care of shivering also. We have to keep the body warm, wear your gloves, caps, woolen cloth so that there is no shivering in your body. If you shivers, the level of creatinine will definitely increase in your body. Now let's move to tip number 6, and that is avoid sugar. Diabetes is one of the major cause of kidney failure. Almost 40% of the cases of kidney failure comes with the complaint of diabetic nephropathy. That means in those cases, diabetes is the cause of kidney failure. So we have to control the level of sugar. If your level of sugar is increasing, that means that high sugar level is causing further damage to the kidney. Even if you are the case of ischemic nephropathy or IgA nephropathy, you have to control the level of sugar, because if the level of sugar, that will cause further damage to the kidney, and further damage to the kidney will ultimately result in further elevation of the level of creatinine in the body. So we have to control the level of sugar in each and every patient of kidney failure, whatsoever is the cause of kidney failure in that case. Now let's move to another tip, that is avoid tobacco and nicotine products. Tobacco and nicotine is a major cause of high blood pressure. If you are addicted to nicotine, if you are addicted to tobacco, what happens? Because of daily administration of tobacco, nicotine, there is slight elevation of blood pressure, and this slight elevation of high blood pressure causes further damage to the kidney. So all the patients of kidney failure are advised to avoid all kind of addictive material, especially nicotine and tobacco, so that the level of blood pressure can be easily controlled, because all these tobacco products contain some kind of chemicals, and which is very toxic, nephrotoxic to your kidney. So we have to avoid tobacco and nicotine in all kidney failure patients. Now let's move to another tip, that is to avoid caffeine. Caffeine is another thing which is very addictive, which is very common, which we use as a coffee. But when a patient of kidney failure takes large amount of coffee, what happens? Because of daily administration of coffee, there is a slight elevation of blood pressure, and likewise what is happening with the case of nicotine, that also happens with the case of caffeine. So all the patients of kidney failure are advised to avoid all kind of caffeine products, so that the level of blood pressure can be easily controlled and no further damage to the kidney happens. Now let's move to the final tip of this video, and that is to take baking soda. Baking soda is also known as sodium bicarbonate. When our kidney fails, what is happening? There is an accumulation of waste material like creatinine, urea. Along with creatinine, urea, there is lots of all other waste material also accumulated in the body, and one is acid. Each and every cell of our body, when eats something, it produces small amount of acid in the body. This acid is passed into the blood, and this blood goes into the kidney, and kidney excrete out this acid through urine. But when the kidney fails, this excretion of the acid also goes down, and acid starts accumulating in our body. To neutralize this acid in the body, we have to use baking soda, so that the effect of the acid can be neutralized. Because once the level of creatinine increases 3.5 or 4 milligram per deciliter, what happens? There is a condition comes in the body which is known as metabolic acidosis. That means the pH of the blood falls. And because of this acidic blood, what happens? When this acidic blood goes into the kidney, it causes further damage to the kidney. That's why once the level of creatinine comes to 4, the progression of the kidney failure disease increases. The level 4 to 5 become faster, 5 to 6 much faster, 6 to 7 much or faster. Just to control this progression of the disease, we have to take the baking soda, so that we can neutralize this amount of acid in the body. So all the patients of kidney failure are advised to go for KFT along with serum bicarbonate, so that the level of acid can be easily judged by the doctor. And to neutralize this acid, all patients of kidney failure are advised to take baking soda, so that this acid doesn't cause further damage in your kidney. With the help of this video, now I hope you can easily control the production of creatinine in your body, and also can control the progression of the kidney failure disease in your body. So if you have any kind of question regarding kidney failure, you can simply call our doctors on the number given below. You can also book an appointment with me on the same number. With this, allow me to say goodbye. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.